Last time, on the Adventures of Gaia, Pryo and Danus went through the strange triangular door they had uncovered and found themselves in an enormous metal room with immense water containers being tended to by robots. The room featured a sign that read Water Reclamation Center, and Danus surmised the pair were inside Gaia somehow. Pryo discovered some small traces of Corvo's UV, but nothing to help with their current case. As they observed the robots, however, they realized many were malfunctioning, and they were forced to make a hasty retreat when the robots began to swarm them. With no new clues, they returned to Beliza. As they passed through the Gaia door, Pryo confronted Danus about his past.
You have a name, John. It's not John.
What name is that?
As I go get hooked onto the stuff and I start making my way toward the door. Your name's Pryo. And I hope you remember a lot more real soon. And I just walk out the door.
Pryo stands there.
Yeah, I don't even look back, because I don't know what's going to happen. Not sure if I just made a good judgment call or not, but this one's going to be tough.
Okay, I don't believe, although he had remembered his name was Pryo and told a couple people that since his rebirth, I don't believe he'd ever said it within earshot of Danus.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he knows my name is Pryo,
Mm-hmm.
and that rings true to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I vaguely recall something about this Atheon,
Mm-hmm.
means Danus gets to live another day. Yay! Pryo grumbles something, but then puts his gear back on and clicks in and follows behind him. He's decided to put that kind of in the back of his mind if possible, because he needs to focus on finding Sandeep and seeing if that big blonde Emerald Cabal assassin is alive and messing with people's memories in here still.
You both make your way along the gravity-strewn path, and you eventually see the glow of those odd spheres that are tethered to the ground here and there, as you once again find it seems to be night here. And you make your way past that first pod room, the one that hadn't been used as much, and then off towards the Priory. Is that where you would like to head?
I'd like to proceed very carefully. I fully believe that Sandeep could have possibly laid a trap for us, so actually I'm sending Batty up ahead first to scout everything.
Bat can't fly here, Can Bat?
Oh, wait, he can't. Can he crawl along? Along the tether?
He could crawl on a tether. It will take him quite some time.
Oh, okay, then he can just sit on me and watch.
Yeah, he can watch behind you.
Definitely behind me. Yeah. There's a spot on my back he sits to look like almost like some kind of piece of my cloak, but he's actually watching. You know.
Makes you look like you're Batman.
Yeah. I'm Batman.
There's no traps. You don't seem to see any evidence of him. As I said, it's nighttime. There's not a lot of movement, if any at all. In fact, you know there to be many more spheres above you, but you can't see lights coming out of them. It's quite quiet.
Where is that blonde son of a bitch? Okay, we're going to have to methodically go through every sphere until we find him. So we're doing a methodical search until we find that bastard.
Okay,
Montage.
So you want to break into everybody's house and go in?
No,
Okay.
obviously not. But I mean, the ones that are private, obviously not. But the common areas that are connected together, we're going to go through this area. I want to see if it's further tampered with, the secondary pod room, and then we're going to go into the main area. And we're going to, if there's nobody awake, we're going to almost fully military style go from common area to common area and check them out, clear them all. If there's people around, we're going to nonchalantly walk, but be still operational, so checking out every area. Sure. I believe in be hiding here somewhere.
Pryo can phase through people's homes to just get his face in there, look around, and leave if you wanted to, right?
I could, yes.
So, no breaking in or anything.
He is a Shadow Blade.
Okay. The only spheres that are on the ground is the Priory. It's the one anchored and made into the ground. It's the largest. From there, and then the two crystal domes where the pod rooms are, the one that you're close to right now, and the one behind the priory. There's one smaller dome that houses the people that have forgotten. And then from there, everything else is above you. On the second level, so to speak, of spheres, there are some ones about the size of the priory, and that was the tavern you were in. There's another one that you were told was a store of sorts, or at least a place to get supplies back and forth. There was not too many that were common area, as you say. Most of them are individual unit homes.
We'll continue going sector by sector, looking. As we're doing that, Pryo says quietly, either through the comms if we're disconnected, or just over his shoulder to Danus. So how are we going to find if they're transferring these memories through here, and who's transferring the memories?
Well, he has the memories, so we start here, and then we move on to that one girl in that city. Oh, the name escapes me. Who they're selling them to or trading them off to. If they haven't been there, maybe they'll know, or at least give us a next step.
The hacker Laylee in some place called Kev.
That's the one. So, do a quick look. We have a second clue to go off of. We don't need to find a sign of him here.
I'd rather catch him here if possible. Okay, we keep looking around.
All right. Please, you can both roll detective.
Yeah.
Okay, my detective is 406 in total.
Okay.
And I rolled an 86.
All right.
Are we searching the same areas, or have we split up? It would make sense if we split up, but it would suck because then I might miss something. But what do you think we would do? I assume split up?
If there's a big room, we could split up as long as we're still in eyesight of each other, you know.
Of the common rooms, of course, I assume you're leaving the priory till last, it sounds like.
I got a 36 on a 36 to succeed. Oh, sorry. That's why I'm excited.
I assume you're leaving the priory till the end, given what you had said, and you want to go through the tavern room, and if you can gain access to the merchant sphere or the trade sphere first.
Where's the most likely place he'd be staying here? Like, where's the hotel or the inn?
That tavern one you were in before that Dennis asked for a toilet and upset everybody.
Yeah, I was going to say, go check with them. If he's been there a bunch, they probably have talked to him or at least seen him coming and going.
That's on the second level, being the first level in the air. That's the first main sphere to get to. That, and
we also need to check both pod rooms, because I gave him so much mental damage, his brain should have jellified. So either somebody found him and healed him, but we are in a priory, so it's entirely possible, or he reincarnated and he shouldn't have his memories, and we should see his UV all over one of these pods getting out and stumbling around.
He had a rebirth trinket thing, right? So I don't know if he actually goes to a pod or if he just like wakes up like as if he had been in a pod. I don't know how it works.
So we're going to check the common areas, we're going to check the pod rooms, we're going to leave the inn till last.
Yeah.
All right. The first place you come across is the secondary pod room. You spend some time going through there. It doesn't look like it's been touched. In fact, the last UV there was your own.
Okay.
You see.
Great.
You can go through the what we'll call the primary pod room. Again, nothing. You had done quite a thorough job when you were through there, and again, you see the same thing. You peek into the room that houses the people with the issue. You see sleeping forms laying there. You don't see much.
No big blonde one?
Nope. You look. There still seems to be 10, which was exactly the number that was there previously. You see a familiar face laying there, sleeping. Then you go to the tether point and make your way up. The first sphere you hit There's 4 ropes, metal ropes that go up. There's the tavern. There's the trade store. And then there's an anchoring point for 2 more that go to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th sort of levels where these spheres all exist. Not all of them are inhabited, but the ones that are mostly private. You see very few lights on above that level. The tavern has lights on. The trade sphere has no lights. People are probably not trading in the middle of the night.
Tavern it is.
Okay, then we go that way.
Okay, you go up. You find it extremely quiet. In fact, there's no one even in behind the bar. It's the same room you were in previously. You step out of the metal basket that takes you up. There's a porch, of course, where you push Sandeep off, where you believed you killed him earlier. You come into that room. There's a hearth with a Gaia crystal heating it and some comfortable chairs. Some other chairs more for dining and a bar. There's no one back there right now. Then there's some doors with small rooms behind.
I look
You're
for
going
his...
quietly, correct?
Sorry?
You're going quietly?
Yes, we're trying to.
Yeah. Okay.
I look for his UV again. Fresh.
All right.
17. That should be a critical success.
Okay, you go through. Of course, there's quite a few different signatures here, being a common area. You don't find anything particularly fresh from him. These people do clean, so you can tell it's been wiped and cleaned in here.
Probably don't clean the door handles every day. I'm looking at the door handles.
Okay. +1. Good idea. You don't see anything. You don't see his signature.
Pryo makes a sound of annoyance.
Oh, can I walk back? Okay. Can I walk back to the... Because once we step outside, it's kind of like an edge-ish, because we're kind of up in the air a bit.
Yep.
Do I see anything like his hand marks specifically like on the edges like he had climbed back on? Because he was floating in space. I'm trying to figure out where he landed. If he landed, okay, maybe if he went to a pod, he went to a pod. We didn't see anything. Mm-hmm. But if he pulled himself up, did he come back onto this platform? I assume like he would have to like actually, your hands would go somewhere. Mm-hmm. Did this happen here? If not, I'll proceed to check the other places and look for that, like just hand marks on the edges.
Yeah, good thinking. You start looking around and you're standing out on the porch.
Yep.
As Pryo looks inside, there's nothing here immediately. You kind of hang over and look down and you're looking around, and you swear you notice, because there isn't as much UV on the metal cables that go up to the private homes as there are down the main one. Yeah. You do notice a small smear on one quite a bit of ways that you sit and think if he had floated that way, he might have got hung up.
I'll open the door and just say, "Hey, John, Pryo, I got a clue."
We have communicators, right?
I know. I use the communicator while looking at him and say, "Haven't forgotten it." And then I'll shut the door and go back out.
Okay, Pryo walks out.
Is Pryo laughing?
He's chuckling.
Okay. Danus, you notice Pryo chuckle a bit. There was a bit of a murmur, a stir from a doorway with a curtain behind the bar, but no one comes out. You make your way outside. Okay. You stand beside Danus.
I kind of do a little point. Oh, so my finger's on camera. Just right over there.
Okay, I try and look at it too. Shall I roll?
You see it? No, you see it. When it's pointed out to you, you do see it. It's off in the distance. Remember, there's chunks of earth and rocks and the weird purple fruits and stuff that do float around here, and some mist at night. But as Dan has pointed out, it is across the way, and you see, again, more, not so much like a hand pulled, but more like a smear and a body hit up against it.
But I don't see more UV going up or down that cable.
Of his? No, you don't.
Okay.
So maybe someone dragged him up there.
Good thinking. +1. Up or down, it is a possibility to go either direction.
Down comes to us where we're at the tavern, right?
No, it's across the way. Down would go right down to the connector and down to the ground. It's one of the private cables that goes over.
Okay. I'm going to do something that I've been waiting to do this entire game.
Okay.
I'm going to jump off because I know that if he floated there, I can float there. I'm going to jump forward toward it so I can and aim toward where his smudge is. That way I can get another viewpoint from there to see where else he landed, hit, moved, etc.
Okay.
This may be stupid, but I'm going for it.
All right, roll coordination.
No, why? Why not just say I got it? All right, okay.
Do I notice he's going to do this?
Yeah, you see him look, he kind of tilts his head. You look at him, he takes 2 steps back. You look at where he's going, you realize what he's about to do. Yep.
Okay, puts his arm out.
Oh.
You're like,
okay.
this is going to be so much fun. You kind of wanted to do it more out of fun in some ways, too.
Yeah.
You're like...
Still want to.
If you miss that jump, you're going to be floating around like a jackass for eternity. Good luck.
Did you say good luck? All right. You got a point. So I won't do it. I'll look around for an alternative just so we're aware.
Let's
I did roll and I would have made it. But with a 92 out of 150.
I don't have telekinesis. I do have force field. I could have actually stopped you and corralled you back if I wanted to, but
all right. We'll
why use my mental strength for no reason? Okay, Pryo goes to where you can get onto this cable naturally, and then goes up slowly to see. When I get down to the bottom of the cable, I check to see if there's footprints. I check to see if there's drag marks of a body, any drips of blood, drips of sweat.
You see a ton of footprints because, of course, this is where people are coming. So you can't make out anything specific except your own because they were the last ones that came through. Roll detective for me and tell me what you roll.
Okay, remember my total detective is 406 off of my PR. I've rolled 47.
Okay. You can't seem to find any drag marks necessarily or anything like that. You do find a little drip of blood, but that's it.
Sandeep's blood?
Hard to tell?
It's hard to tell. It's blood.
Does it give me the belief that they came down the cable in this direction, or?
If that is his blood, then yes.
Where does down the cable in this direction go to exactly?
Well, down the cable comes to the main connector where almost, as far as you know, all the cables come to. And then there's a road that goes out the way you just came from, and a road that heads past the Priory and back out to the Star Crossroads where you came from originally back towards the Flooded City.
Okay, I guess we need to go up and check the private homes.
Well, I can't get in. Do you want to check and make sure he's not there, staying, sleeping, recovering, while I check? Because we know he didn't go that way, and I'll point to the direction we came from. Which makes me think he went, because they met, there was hand contact, and that almost feels like a parting of ways. We didn't see his UV in and around, moving up the cables, over the cables while we searched. My guess is he left, and he went there. But it's better to be safe than sorry, yeah?
Yeah, I'll do a quick check. Okay, Pryo goes up the cable. He doesn't bother tethering on. He just goes... Pulls himself.
I'll do a sweep toward the door. Like, slowly. Very slowly, because I've got time.
Pryo, please roll.
Coordination?
Yep.
I make a critical success.
Fabulous. Okay, you make your way up. You pass that smear. You can stop and look at it for a minute. It just looked like he got hung up on it. There's some blood on it as well now that you're close up.
Is there a swipe on? Oh, is that blood the same blood I saw down there?
Yes, it is.
And it's also mixed with his biomatter that I recognize the UV fluorescing off of, a certain signature?
Yep.
So that blood is Sandeep's blood?
Yep.
Probably. Okay.
Signs point to yes.
Okay, and the smoosh, does it smoosh like down that way, or was there a smoosh that goes up this way, like he's being dragged or something? Can I tell that?
You can't really tell that. No.
Okay. All right, keep going up. How many houses up there do I have to check?
6 houses on this main ropeway.
Okay.
You're at the first doorway.
Is there a light on?
No.
Okay, I phase with a critical, and with a critical, I sneak in.
Okay, you phase and then move in the shadows. You come in. These homes are a simple sphere with the flat floor that goes around, and you see 2 beings sleeping in the corner on a rope-tied bed. Neither of them are Sandeep.
Okay, I go to the next. Living sphere.
All right.
Tell me if I see any of Sandeep's UV on the doorknob.
You make your way through all the homes. You don't find any evidence of Sandeep being around. You go through, you peek in. Once you peeked in, someone was awake, and you just kind of slowly, your head just went in like halfway in. You looked around. It was just that one being. You pulled back out. As I said, they're mostly a single room, the smaller spheres.
Okay. I do another quick look around. Do I see any speeder bikes stuffed in bushes? Do I see anything stuffed outside? Any UV? Anyone hiding in the bushes?
All right, you go around. And you want to be unhooked?
I guess I'm gonna have to be, yeah.
Okay, you move carefully. Please roll coordination.
Okay. 11. I critically succeed.
All right, you do make it. You unhook. You're very careful. You make sure you don't push off too hard, and you've found enough of that sinking feeling to know when it's going to get heavy, and then gravity goes weak again. And you actually find in a bush, you do see some evidence of a speeder bike.
Oh. Does it have any
evidence of it? You see tracks and broken bushes. You don't find the bike itself.
Oh, do I see any recognizable biomatter fluorescing?
You see some yellow. You see another color.
One that I recognize?
You know.
Okay.
Great.
So what does it look like? How does that biomatter fluoresce under ultraviolet light?
Hold on 1 minute. Dennis, you've made your way to the front as he's been going around in the spheres, and you did notice some tracks, some speeder bike type tracks in the dirt. You particularly find the reason you can tell that it's speeder bike tracks is when it hits the heaviness, it really blows the hover mechanism blows the dirt out, so you can see that along. And you make it to that front door, the original one you came in. If I'm not mistaken, that is where your putt-putt cart was left.
Mm-hmm.
It is the putt and go.
Oh, the putt and go.
And yes.
The putt and go is still there, surprisingly. You do see some yellow UV on there on the pad to get in and out of this door. So you surmise that Sandeep has gone in this direction.
Okay. And he didn't steal our putt and go?
No one has stole the putt and go, oddly.
Because they didn't want to travel that slowly. That walking was better. Okay.
It could also be that there's not a lot of travelers coming through here.
No. So it's just his UV that I'm seeing? Nothing else? Nothing crazy?
Nothing of any note. Nothing fresh, anyway.
Is there any UV on the putt and go? Just a real quick glance.
Yeah. You do see a yellow handprint. UV looking.
Okay. It's not like any sort of like engine or electrical equipment. There's no. Okay, so not tampered with. All right, cool. Yep. I'll hop in. I'll start getting myself comfortable. I'll open the trunk, look through the gear, remember what we have, put my sniper in like kind of sit position, like next to me, and I'll just kind of wait.
You sit for some time, you realize that...
Oh, the comms. Right. Oh, gee. Hey, got some great news. I've found some yellow UV, leaving. I'm in the putt and go. Looks like he's on a speeder bike.
He's on a speeder bike.
Dum, dum, dum. All right, hold on.
Where
are you? I'll come over.
No, wait there. I'll be right there. Okay, Pryo rolls his eyes. Okay, he goes...
+1 for a very effusive eye roll.
He quickly goes back to... That's going right on mental resistance.
Mm-hmm.
He quickly goes back to the cable.
How fun for Pryo is it? It's like, I found a clue, and then he hears over the comms, hey, I know exactly what's going on. You're welcome.
You wasted your complete time.
No, it's the same clue, though.
Okay. The V is probably the companion that we left for dead in the other place. Not Corvo, but the other one. Okay. I go back to the cable. I make my way down really quickly. I roll a critical on coordination. When I get down to the main hub, I say, I'll be right there. There's something I have to take care of first.
Oh, and if it's cookies or salad, I would like some.
Okay. Okay, Pryo ignores him. Okay, Pryo goes back to the main sphere where the people are sleeping. Is Prior Iris awake?
You want to go to the Priory or to where the forgotten memory people are?
I will go see the forgotten memory people then.
Okay.
Aww.
Chance that Iris is there. Oh. Okay, you come in. You had peeked in earlier, if you remember, when you walked past and saw that there were still the 10 figures. However, as you come close this time, you see a light coming out, and you recognize the form of Prior Iris.
Okay.
Her tall, willowy form. She's got that translucent, almost glowy. She almost gives off a glow in a way, particularly given she's so light colored. She stops and her eyes blink. She looks at you.
Okay, Pryo takes off the goggles, the hood, and the mask.
You have returned. It's good to see you.
I have, sister. We've found some information, but I'm afraid not all good.
Would you like to come to the Priory and share what you found? Where is your companion?
I cannot go with you. In fact, Danus is waiting for me at one of your exits, where the long story short is it seems a cabal called the Emerald Cabal, led by someone called Serafina Lee, has been stealing memories and selling them to a hacker named Laylee in some place called Kev.
I see.
For
She looks actually saddened.
gross enjoyment.
I understand.
I intend to follow him and see if I can retrieve these memories. He's already left Belize.
We do really appreciate your help. And I know you're determined to follow through with this. And she looks back at the room of sleeping people. Of course, having the pods back would be quite helpful. I've sent word out hoping to find a hacker of some sorts for ourselves that could help restore them.
With any luck, we can bring the memories back and help you fix your birthing chambers sometime soon.
And you are still intent on finding out about your previous iterations? You know, sometimes, she leans in, it's quiet. Who you wake up as is your truest self. Sometimes finding out about your old lives are quite painful.
Be that as it may, sister, I feel that there must be something I'm missing.
I understand. I'll always try to help those beings in need and those doing good work. She puts her hand into her cassock and into her robes and pulls out a pad. She hands it to you.
Okay, Pryo looks at it.
She says, I think this will be of some help, at least, given what I've ascertained is both you and your traveling companion do not know these lands that well.
Okay, Pryo presses a button, looks at it.
It's got some access keys, and it's got a small map on it. She says, you need to travel through the rest of the fading lands. However, it can be dangerous out here. Out here is where Gaia is suffering most. We're on her very edges. Her face, actually, the first time you see kind of a flush of darker blue under the skin. And we're victims of the Ark's greed, I'm afraid. If you make it through the fading lands, you can find more towns and actually a rare merchant corridor out here. Head to Aklaris. It's the first town past the fading lands. She points on the map. I suspect that is where your quarry is headed, if he knows anything of the lands here. Once you get to Aklaris, go to the Metal Hunter and ask for Bartos.
Hunter, ask for Bartos?
They can help connect you to hackers and travelers and, well, various things in life that Bartos helps people find things. At least he should be able to help you get closer to the search for your own memories as well.
Okay, Pryo takes a quick look at the map. Does it make sense to him what she's saying to go to Aklaris?
Yep, it's clear.
How far is it?
There are 6 large lands connected that you have to go back through the land you came with the star crossroads. As you head through, you're going to take left turn, which is the east, and those lands curve around. It's a strange map. There's these large circles, and then you see a little mark that seems to indicate a door, and then another land, and then another land, and then eventually the 7th has something that says Aklaris off it, and then a red line that goes through some others. And the red line in the legend says Merchant Corridor. It trails off from there. It's not a large map.
Oh, okay. Okay. Pryo says, thank you, sister. We'll put this to good use. He puts the pad in his backpack.
I'm sorry there isn't more I can do to help you. But good luck.
I would take a moment to say goodbye to Christopher.
Of course. She motions towards the small sphere room, and she turns and heads back to the priory.
Okay. Pryo walks into the room of the people whose memories have been robbed. Are they still asleep?
About half of them seem to be awake. They're propped up against a pillow, just kind of staring off.
Okay, I go sit beside Christopher, whether she's awake or not.
She's laying there, her eyes are open. She's just staring.
Okay. Pryo sits there for a bit, looks at her.
Okay.
So that guy says I'm an angel. I don't even know what that means. But I failed you, Christopher. I failed. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. You were a little light. You were an innocent spark in the world. And in an act of senseless callous, somebody snuffed you out forever. Even though I had promised to protect you. I don't know if I'm allowed to make promises anymore. But if I'm allowed one last promise, I promise you this. I will find whoever took your memories. I will hunt them down one by one. And if I am truly an angel of justice, then you will have your justice.